come by. Can I take a picture? The white girl started looking at me like, who are you? Like, why is everybody stopping asking you for a picture? I said, I'm Dr. Umar, I'm a psychologist. She pulls out her phone. She said, well, let me see where you are. I said, go to YouTube, type in Umar Johnson Breakfast Club. That's exactly what I took. That's exactly what I took. Right. So she pulls out her phone and she go to Umar Johnson Breakfast Club. She said, that is you. I said, that's me. Some coons at a nearby restaurant are filming the whole thing. But when they post it, they don't post the prelude to the conversation. If they would have showed everybody stopping, they would have knew she must have been curious about who he is.
Yeah.
They cut that off, and they just showed me with her phone, like I'm giving her my number. Can I get your number, baby? Blah, 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 blah. All I was doing was confirming that that's who I am. Don't you know they went up there and interviewed her?
No.
That girl they interviewed her all week.
The people that recorded you?
Negroes from YouTube ran to the Cherry Hill Mall and got her sat down with the Snow Bunny.
Are you one of Dr. Umar's wives is what they were trying to figure out.
Look, and she told the truth, though, and I appreciated it. She said all he did was shop. I wanted to know who he was. Everybody was stopping to talk to him. He told me to pull out, go to YouTube Breakfast Club, and he was just confirmed.
Hey,
that was it.
Umar,
I picked up my bag and walked off. They didn't even show me walk off.
I don't think you realize how funny it is. That's like a Dr. Umar trap. We're going to set up the incense and the rocks, but when he go over there, Snow Bunny.
Yeah. So it was crazy, but I'm glad she was honest because she could have.
Yeah, absolutely.
She could have said he tried to get at me, you know what I mean? So
I think people think you hate white people. You
I
don't
don't
hate white people. Yeah.
I have conversations with white folks all the time. Arabs, Chinese, East Indian. I have people who watch my work from all over the world. I was just stopped in the airport by an Asian who works for, what do you call the security? TSA. He came right over to me. I'm taking my shoes off. He said, hey, I'm a big, about 40-year-old Asian man. I'm not sure if he was Chinese or Japanese, but he said, I'm a big fan of your work. Keep on doing what you're doing. Asian. I had a group of white boys run up to me at the airport. I was in Dallas, Texas. Can we take a picture? I took the picture. Why do I do that? People say, why you take pictures when white folks stop you? Because it's important for the world to know that my agenda is not hate. My agenda is African liberation. I'm opposed to white supremacy. I'm not opposed to white people. My priority is my own people, but I have nothing against yours. I'm unapologetically African, but the problem is historically, any black man who is unapologetically African, Malcolm, the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, Huey P. Newton, anybody who is that way, we will automatically brand it as anti-everybody else. That is not true. We are Africans. We are the original humanitarians of the planet Earth. We have never been against another people, but I am unapologetically committed to my own.
So you don't hate white people. You just don't.
I don't hate nobody.
You want to see black people.
I became a psychologist to help people, and in my work, I do work with all races. But my priority is my own because we need the most help. Charity starts at home, and so therefore, I make no apologies about being for black people. I make no apologies about saying a black man has no business being with another woman, Ime Udoka and TJ Holmes. I make no apologies about that because we got to save ourselves.
What's your thoughts on that? Let's
go to Jerry. Let's stop you speeding now. Let's go to Jerry Jones first. And by the way, what Dr. Umar is saying, other communities say that and nobody has a problem with it.
Nobody says nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody says nothing.
Okay.
Ime Udoka and TJ Holmes. First of all, what they did was wrong. You had no business having relations with another man's wife if, in fact, those women were married. It's wrong. Husband, white, black, purple is wrong. Adultery is wrong. But it's even more wrong because you chose to go outside your community and do it. It's even more wrong because you chose to go into the white power structure and do it. They were not chastised because they committed adultery. Celebrities do it all the time. They were not chastised for that. They were chastised because they failed to keep in mind that black men get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want. You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't. You get leftovers. Look at most of our celebrities. They did not marry women who came from the richest white families. Black money and white money don't behave the same. New black money and old white money have two totally different personalities. New black money will jump on any poor white girl and make her a billionaire, Tiger Woods. Rich white money doesn't operate that way. You see, the sin of Ime Udoka and the sin of TJ Holmes is you had an affair with a white man's wife. This is a desirable white woman. Somebody loves her and is married to her, and you had the audacity to take her away from her husband being a Negro. That's why they had to be sat down. And if I could speak with Ime Udoka, I would have to ask him, on top of all that, you chose a woman from the Mormon church.
What's
Her
that mean?
family is Mormon. The Mormons historically are one of the most racist denominations of the Christian religion. Did you know they did not ordain black ministers until 1978? Their most famous leader, Brigham Young, he said the devil was black, and he also justified the enslavement of African people by way of the curse of Canaan. Ham was cursed for uncovering his father's nakedness, and as a result of that curse be the firstborn, Canaan. So the Mormon church and Brigham Young and their other leaders said that black people's skin was black and our hair was nappy because of the curse of Canaan, and that justified our enslavement.
You think he thought about it that deep, or he was just probably hitting something? I don't think he was thinking about it that
But
deep.
here's my point. If you're going to sleep with a white woman, you don't go to the KKK and get one. You see? Look at the other brother, Everette, the young basketball player from Louisiana State University. June of this year, he visited his white girlfriend in Boise, Idaho. She takes him to a Mormon wedding. She should know better. They didn't let him in because he's black. Then he goes white water rafting with the snow bunny and 3 friends. They fall off the raft. Now, he's an athlete, 6 foot whatever. She's a white girl. She survives. He dies. Nobody looks for his body. It was a stranger who called the police and said he was missing. He turned up dead a couple days later. Another Mormon. Why did his parents let him go visit a white girl in Boise, Idaho? And why are you going to a Mormon wedding? And Ime Udoka, why are you sleeping with a Mormon woman? When you look at the history of the Mormon people, I'm not saying every one, but structurally and systematically, they have been against black folks. So my goodness, if you're going to do it, find a liberal or something. You don't get a Mormon. It's absolutely ridiculous that they did that. But they were wrong in what they were doing, but they're being punished not for adultery. They're being punished for being black men
Yeah, I think
sleeping with white women.
With T.J. Holmes, I think that they about to demonize him in a real way. Like, they even already put out a story that he was having multiple affairs.
So they're going to get him.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to touch the white women that white men have claimed or considered to be marriage worthy. You get the leftovers. Our athletes, our celebrities, they all got leftovers. They do not get top of the crop white girls. And Ime Udoka and T.J. Holmes made a mistake of messing with women, white women who were untouchable, made untouchable by white males.
So top of the crop white women is
Married or
financial
situation.
status, or just women that are married?
Bloodline.
Okay.
You have to come from one of them families with them names. It could also be financial as well. You follow what I'm saying? But white men determine who those women are. And it's normally a mix of income, status, and bloodline, as well as occupation. You follow what I'm saying? They're not poor. They don't come from poor means. They're not first-generation millionaires. You understand? Black men don't generally get those women. And married white women are automatically included in that by virtue that they've been claimed by a white man.
I want to ask you something, Dr. Umar. For you, have you ever seen an interracial relationship that was acceptable to you?
No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it.
Do you think Kanye West, if he had a black woman, things would be different?
Oh, absolutely. I think Kim Kardashian used him. And the fact that they're making that man pay $200,000 a month in child support when both he and the wife are billionaires are absolutely ridiculous. I think they want to break him. And although I don't agree with the way in which Kanye articulated some of his thoughts, I appreciate the fact that he was the first black man since Michael Jackson to speak truth to power, to specifically identify certain communities of Europeans who have exploited gangster rap, black entertainers, and other people since its inception, and nobody has called them out. He's the first to do it since Michael Jackson. But when Michael did it, he wasn't in his prime. Kanye did it in his prime.
I can't give Kanye no respect because I've never seen a black man seek more white validation than Kanye was.
Well, that's the issue.
That is one of the most self-hating black men on the planet.
Kanye is not choosing a side. One day, it's about saving our people. The next day, you want to date with another snow bunny. One day, it's about helping the oppressed. The next day, you're campaigning for Donald Trump. One day, it's about being independent. The next day, I'm hearing about you going into business with some white man. Make up your mind. I think Kanye is trying to figure out where he is, but he got to make up his mind because you're too helter-skelter. And at this point, I'm going to be honest with you. Although I appreciate Kanye's honesty, I think most of his agenda is about Kanye. And I'm going to say that because when I look at our black billionaire class, whether it's Kanye, whether it's Oprah, whether it's Jay-Z,
he's not in that class
whether it's Tyler Perry, even if he's no longer in that class, none of them, LeBron, Puffy, none of them have built an independent black institution for the black community anywhere